Carl and Lou here from Games, Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for short. And it's track by track time as we are going to our first Ministry album. The first time in track by tracks Ministry have been covered. And of course, we've chosen the obvious one. We've chosen Psalm 69, The Way to Succeed and the Way to Suck Eggs. Full title never gets said anymore. It's just Psalm 69. But it also goes under a different title.
Yeah.
Did you see that other title? I can't say it. It's not possible. It's that.
Yeah.
It's basically K-E, an O with a line through it, an A, an upside down arrow, H.
Spotify didn't go into that much depth. It was just,
then 3 lines, and then an O again, but with a dot in the middle. That is its actual title, but commonly known, obviously, as what I've already said, Psalm 69. The 5th studio album by the American industrial metal band Ministry, released July 14th, 1992 by Sire Records. It should be noted at this point, I was still in Ireland. I wasn't in this country, and the most, at that point around this time, I was probably hearing of metal and rock was Meatloaf. And maybe White Snake and people like that in the background. I certainly wasn't a music fan. I still think I might have been in my jungle days here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I might have been jungle massively here, you know? Of course, Psalm 69 was a critical and commercial success upon its release, peaking at number 27 on the US Billboard 200, should I say, and number 33 on the UK album charts. Psalm 69 is considered to be Ministry's most successful album, having been certified gold in Canada and Australia and platinum in the US. Huge album.
All I know is I see Ministry live.
Yep.
Most of my knowledge was like I played a best of.
Yep.
So the best of Ministry.
Yep.
That I've had. We're obviously going like clubbing and stuff. They do play certain rooms would play a lot of Ministry.
Of course, yes.
But yeah, never sort of deep dive into any of like the original like individual albums.
So
first
same.
time listening to a whole album.
Same here. Ministry, a band I never really felt I could get on with. My feet into industrial metal wasn't found till very, very late. You know, I could point and go, well, I listened to Fear Factory in the late 90s, but you know, that's a different kind of industrial metal. Do you see what I mean? Like, when I put Fear Factory against Ministry and say both industrial metal, it's like, are they? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very niche. Whereas now, this eclectic, wide array of style is way more interesting to me. Yeah. I love noise. I love a meshing of genres and instruments and weird splitting screeches and stuff like that. So I can get on with it a lot fucking more. Yeah. So it was fun to do this for me. Yeah. Right, we kick off with N.W.O. Ministry being unique as always, starting off hot with industrial groove and intense socio-political commentary. The sense of chaos, the constant speed, the danger that exists in this track's rhythm makes it easy to understand why this one was such a big hit for them. I like it as the more metal elements come and go, drifting in and out in a unique way, and the vocals are quite psychotic. It's a fascinating listen that was unique for its time period, because I think that's easy to forget. 1992, so pre-new metal, the dying days of grunge.
That's crazy. I mean, put this on tape.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. This song reminds me, like I said before, like clubbing. It's like industrial, feels relentless, which is obviously what they're trying to get across. Like New World Order, like they're barking it through like a megaphone. Yep.
Oh, I can picture him. Yeah, I can picture Al Jorgensen.
Yeah, and such a good start to an album. Like the way it kicks in and doesn't let you go, because it's going for this kind of like going wailing, and then it kicks in with a burst of like the drums and guitars, and then back again. Yeah, I love it. You can't really kind of get used to it. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of this one. It's one that I would actually, like, if I was doing an industrial playlist, I'd put this one on. Just one fix. I had to do some reading up about this, and thankfully I found this out, and I'm going to start with it. I'm very glad Rammstein have since said that they were highly influenced by Ministry, as fuck me was I like, is this Du Hast? Upon hearing the riffs of this one. Yeah. I was like, and then I did some reading up, and because obviously Du Hast came later, and I'm like, did they really rip them off? And it's just an inspiration thing, and everybody's cool and stuff like that. But this is a meaty number. Lots of sampling, some pretty cool sampling as well, such as Frank Sinatra reciting just one fix from the movie The Man with the Golden Arm. That familiar Ministry danger. The similarities with Du Hast stopped me loving it overall, though. And because that's a track I know way better. So put it this way, I hear Du Hast throughout this. Yeah. I know Du Hast. This is the first time I've heard the song, as far as I can remember. So do you see what I mean? So Du Hast, I'm like, oh no, that's why I can't love this one. But I do think it's a cool track.
I just love the pounded drum intro. Love the energy and power to it, and the effect on his voice. Just one. It's like an echoey, crunchy. Yeah, I still really love this one. I didn't kind of get the Fiddle House thing straight away.
Really? Okay. First thing I came to, I was like, let me look into. I remember stopping and being like, well, I have to talk about this on video. I've got to find out what's going on here because I can't. I knew straight away. I'm not the only one that's going to notice this, and it wasn't hard to find out the details. Shit's on Wikipedia, I think. Like, is that big enough a deal? Yeah. TV2. This is a baffling listen. It's thrashy, punky, and layered with all manner of mad moments. A pure adrenaline rush that lacks sense or reason, but that's no surprise, to be honest. What is more surprising is that it lacks a hook. Something Ministry I think are always really good at is giving you a hook and a track. Normally when it's chaotic and stuff like that, and you're like, the fuck's going on? And then it hits something, you're like, oh, that kind of thing. In the end, I found this one to be boring.
I really like this one.
Okay.
Very shouty, quite a freshy, speedy start. It's all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, if I'm listening to Ministry, that's what I want. I really like it.
There's no hook.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hook.
Hero. Now we have a track that sits in the speed metal camp, and I find it thoroughly enjoyable. In-your-face pacing, aggressive vocals, group shouts, plenty of energy. It's a bit of a heavy metal anthem, and I like it a lot.
It's hard, like, at the beginning, like, when it's all over the place, it's like, okay, it is chaotic.
Yeah.
But when it gets its rhythm, I was like, yeah, this is really good. And I thought my phone had broken and it kept starting.
Okay.
I was like, my connection kept going.
Yeah,
like
it's going in and out. No,
yeah.
It's just Ministry
just
being Ministry.
Yeah.
Jesus Built My Hot Rod, featuring Gibby Haynes, the Butthole Surfers lead singer, in case you didn't know who that was. This is a cool track. I like a bit of rockabilly, and I can enjoy some psychobilly. And this track features both. This is the Ministry I like. The chaotic but catchy industrial noise and wacky elements. That this track has a certain accessibility.
Yeah.
I find hilarious. It's very funny that. Because it's so challenging, so ahead of its time, and you're like, okay, this probably could actually be played on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, I feel it feels like a party track to me. I've heard it quite a lot playing at clubs and stuff, because when it kicks in, soon I discovered, I'm like, yay, it's Ministry.
It's a good track.
The spoken intro is really good. I still really like listening to it. And I like the hillbilly, that hillbilly style singing and the pace of it.
Yeah.
Everything about it, yeah, absolutely love.
Yeah, everything about it I love as well. It just hits all the right notes for me.
Yeah.
A Scarecrow. An 8+ minute behemoth. This is a track with moodiness running through it like a thick and pulsating vein. This is a slow burner, but the industrial clanging and banging really works for me. I like how sinister it sounds. I like how intense it gets, and I like how Twisted Ministry's headspace must have been to craft such a hefty and long-winded listen. Considering how drawn out it is, and how the tempo never really shifts, I'm surprised I liked it so much. There's just something about dark industrial groove that appeals to me.
I thought it was a bit too long for me.
Okay, alright.
I did enjoy it, but part of me was like, a little bit short.
Okay.
A little bit short. But yeah, it's like having a slower track was a welcome.
Okay, yeah.
A welcome track having it here. I'm like, okay, like you've taken it down a bit. It's still not any more heartwarming and like joyful.
No, of course
it's
not.
It's dark as fuck. But I like the layers and then what they did with it. Yeah. But yeah, just trim it a little.
I was fine with its length. Psalm 69. The ground and over the top start to this track is quite something. And the piss take is clear. Like, it's clear piss take. Yeah. But it's effective. It takes a little too long to really get going, but when it does, it is a nice slab of speed metal aggression and intensity with a stompy beat.
I really like the way it kind of sounds like an action film, like the epic sound into it. The priest opening up the track. I really like the switch between the sermon and the proper blast of the music in it. I was like, what am I listening to? Yeah.
Well, it is a piss take, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's called Psalm 69, you
yeah.
know? Nice. Corrosion. A very uncomfortable start gives way to a chaotic industrial slab of noise. A wild and wacky blast that I struggle to keep hold of in my head. I like the filth of this one.
Same with me. I couldn't really get in with this one. Like, it didn't have the same impact as the ones with extra elements.
Right.
It's like it felt too solid. rather than sometimes I like the extra elements for the layers. But yeah, it kind of I had to give it a couple of listens. I'm like, still.
I also do think as well, bear in mind that's the penultimate track. This one here is the penultimate track. That we have had a full album of this already, and it's going to start losing impact as we go on.
Yeah.
Particularly if there's nothing brand new and fresh coming out of it.
Yeah, I think maybe you kind of had switched Corrosion and Psalm 69, maybe.
Okay, maybe. It's weird because that's not the last track, because then we get Grace, which for me is a moody Silent Hill style layer of horror combined with nonsensical noise. It's batshit crazy. It's a fucking hell of a finale that just leaves you cold, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, what an incredible way to close out this album.
I was thinking, well, it sounds apocalyptic. Just before he said about the apocalypse, I was like, see, I'm just hearing that. It's not really a kind of track in itself. It's just like a bleak ending.
That's
like
all it is, yeah.
Like a soundscape of, like, in fact, it's called Grace, like the whole religious element. That's it. Apocalypse. Done.
Yeah. Do you agree with me on that point? When I listened to it, I really got strong vibes that it could have been a piece of music from Silent Hill 2. You know, Silent Hill 2 in specific. Obviously, you wouldn't get that because you've never played the game, so you haven't got the connection to the music. But for me, I really found that, which is why I mentioned it. Overall, though, it's a great album. There's nothing bad in it. The stuff that's good is great. Like, really, really strong stuff that I think, God, actually, that would be killer to see live. You know, again, it's been a very long time, although we should be seeing them at Damnation in November of this year. So that's a great opportunity to get Ministry under the belt again. Yeah, top 3 tracks.
Top 3 tracks, I went for Just One Fix, Jesus Been a Hot Rod, and Psalm 69.
Okay. N.W.O for me. Jesus Built My Hot Rod, same one. And Scarecrow, as I pointed out while I talked about it. I really, really liked it. Yeah, you got anything to add?
No, I think I picked it because obviously the Damnation link. And the fact that we did see him live before, I remember it was really cool because I think
the cage, yeah,
and the fact like it was really
the
cool.
forum, yeah.
And I remember they had like a skull disco ball, which I really wanted. And I remember they was playing songs from his other band, Revolting Cocks.
That was it, yeah.
And there's one called I'm Not Gay, and I absolutely love that song still now. It's great. It's like probably like a disco industrial anthem. Yeah, I really liked it. The whole event was cool, so yeah.
Psalm 69, the way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. What do you reckon? Got any thoughts on it? Drop them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?